Hey folks, I'm Papa Boris, and it's time to do another run of Into the Breach on hard difficulty. I want to do all the regular squads before doing the 5 squads that were new in the advanced edition, which means we're down to the final 3, and I'm not a huge fan of any of these, but the one that I like the most of the remaining 3 is the Flame Behemoths. So this is the original fire-themed squad. You got your Flame Mech. This deals no damage, a push, and sets the target and the target square on fire. If the target's already on fire, it deals 2 damage. And you can't actually buff that damage in any way, you can only buff the range. Then you got your artillery mech. It's an AoE push, kind of like the Riftwalker's original artillery. The difference is instead of doing damage, it's the target on fire. It's kind of interesting. It means you can target buildings from the get-go because fire doesn't damage buildings. However, if you do get the +2 damage upgrade, which I think is a really good one to get, then you lose the ability to target buildings with it. And then you have something that's not really fire related at all. It's the swap mech. This mech teleports with an adjacent tile, switching places with them, and this is where I believe, personally for me, you have to just be Chen. After doing your action, you get 1 free tile movement, so it's kind of like a lighter version of Archimedes, who can move fully after attacking, but requires a power to activate that. This doesn't cost a power core, and that's actually a really big difference. If you can move only 1 tile, it's harder to do the Archimedes thing of going on to spawn points and blocking spawns. But what I find important with this is that a lot of the times when you're switching places with an enemy, you're in like a weird spot, and being able to move out of it is really useful, above and beyond just being able to block spawns, which is not really what this mech is going to be after with its 2 HP. So let's see what we can do here. So we got this place, which I like a lot with this squad because of all the trees. Tough one here, though. Regeneration is not something that you want to rely on when you're dealing fire damage over time, and the boss has a lot of hit points here, so we're going to pass on that. Here we have the extra health, and it's actually kind of an interesting one. So no webbing enemies here. The boss has only 5 hit points, and you can cancel out the health by killing the Scion. This is actually a really promising one. We got the Blast Scion and the Spider Boss, no thanks. And then we've got Armor and the Charging Boss. Now this is actually fine because the armor is not as big of a deal since this squad doesn't actually do any normal damage at the beginning. It only does fire damage. So there's actually an argument to be made for coming here first. But the issue is that if you haven't gotten the upgrade here to add the damage, you can't really take advantage of the acid quality of this island, because you don't do any damage normally, so the double damage of an enemy being on acid is not in effect. So I'm hoping to maybe go to here first, pick up a weapon for my prime mech or my artillery mech that does damage, and then come here, because this is a decent island with the acid canceling out armor and the squad's built-in fire damage canceling armor. And then probably, well, definitely, this would be the last island that I do. Well, depending on what special enemies appear, you know, if you get like the spider mamas that just freaking ruin all my goddamn runs, then maybe I'll go here with the blast sign and take my chances. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. That's spider boss. Actually, the spider boss like shoots out spider eggs, but it doesn't web. The mama spider enemy is the one that does the more annoying things. The spider boss in the ice island is actually fine, especially if you can lay out a bunch of fire, because it just burns the eggs and kills them. So I actually might go back there, even with the blast scion. Okay, so terraformer, 2 stars. Don't need to look at anything else. Always gonna do that. So these hornets are definitely a problem. They can fly around wherever the hell. I mean, you could do some kind of weird positioning, like this sort of thing, just to discourage the hornets from getting into these crevices. I'm gonna do that. It's a little weird. Oh, well, but if the hornet flies here, it just blocks everybody in, which is sort of weird. Okay, maybe I'll switch to these 2 places because this mech has flying. Yeah, we'll do that. And I'm just hoping that 2 of the 3 hornets get into the same place where they can be killed by the terraformer. Okay, these 2 did not. Are you gonna do it? Ugh, you didn't. They're not all in range. Oh, that's so annoying. Maybe I should have tried to bait them to come in here. Crud. Okay, well, we gotta figure out what the heck we're doing. So even with a teleport on this Hornet, I still can't get the Alpha to be in range of the Terraformer. I mean, I could, like, do a weird thing where I push it and then teleport. No, because I can't. Yeah, if I go here and shoot this spot and push it out, and then my own thing is going to be in the way. crud. It's not a great start. So what I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm going to push this one and light it on fire. It's basically going to kill it because it takes a damage now, then it dies the next time. And then you, I can, like, swap with and kill with the terraformer. And then you, I'm just going to deal with, you know, kind of the old-fashioned way of just moving it out of the way. And sure, we'll put you in slightly better position, I guess. Maybe the blocking will matter, I'm not sure. Okay, so a bit of a scary opener here. There's going to be... This one's dead, but there are going to be 4 enemies still, so I'm hoping they cluster around. The problem is I already shot in this direction, so if they're over here, I can't shoot over here again, which kind of stinks. Like, I'd love to hit the crab and the firefly, but it's not happening. Okay, well, this spot, if I could damage it, would actually crack and turn into a thing, but I don't think it actually, I don't think fire does that. Yeah, the fire's not gonna, I can't do damage. Oh, that's so awkward. Okay, well, if I shoot up, I kill the Alpha Hornet. This thing does the damage, this thing does the damage. I can survive one of them, but not both of them. I can cancel an attack here. Okay, sure, we'll do this. So that protects the building. It cancels this attack. So we'll just... Oh, you need to move the hell out of the way. What are you gonna do? I guess just... I could do this, so that this crab actually just dies. Sure, we'll do that. And then you... Okay, now we can do this shot. And then you don't have anything useful to do, unfortunately. You'll just stand here and hope to goad an enemy into sticking around this area. I don't even want this to be on fire, like I'm okay with an enemy. Here, I'll just do this. I'm gonna set this square on fire so that enemies don't go here to attack the building. You can teleport, which isn't useful. Let me just make sure this thing isn't dying. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, so I guess with all my complaining, we're actually fine now. Thanks to the terraformer, you know, killing a 4 health alpha enemy. Just 3 enemies here. These are both land enemies. It's totally fine. Okay, so we can kill the Scion here. I could also actually kill this Firefly if I wanted to. I could push it down. Yeah, I think that's more valuable than killing the Scion. Let me just check real quick. If I push this into the fire... Yeah, no, it doesn't really work. Can I shoot this teleporter, or this terraformer? Is it immune to fire? No, it's immune to smoke, but it doesn't say it's immune to fire. So I don't think I can shoot it with fire. Ah, God, I wish I knew whether I could fire this thing or not. Because that would actually be really great. It would block this spawn and that spawn. That would be incredible. Okay, well, I have a reset. Let's do it for science. So this thing is on fire, and units on fire take 1 damage. Yep, okay, it's gonna take the damage, crud. So unfortunately, I can't do that, although that would have been an awesome move to do. I can't teleport here because it is in smoke, and I can't attack in smoke. If I shoot this square, push this here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess either way, I'm just killing one of these fireflies. That's probably the best as I'm gonna get. Alright, you... Sure, I'll just block a spawn with you, which means that I need to push you out of the way. Okay, and that's fine. It can take a damage. Okay, so my last shot has to be in this direction, which is great because the enemies are here. So as long as they just like stay near this area, that's a good thing. Just shoot the building. Yeah, you just shoot the building too. Okay, that's also fine. All right. Well, that turned out well. We're gonna share a butt ton of XP. Blorp. And just make sure I'm not missing any weird stuff. And we're good to go. All right. Well, felt a little rocky at times, but that was a perfectly acceptable first mission. Let's see what's next. So there's 2 more 2-stars. Let's check them out. Defend the train, and oh no, this is bad. Definitely don't want to destroy mountains or kill enemies. I even can't, this quad literally can't actually hurt a mountain. except for having enemies shoot it or bumping enemies into it. And we certainly don't want to kill enemies. This squad is very bad at killing enemies. Okay, we'll defend the train. The movement of the squad is fine, so that's okay. I'm not sure what the best placement is. I'm not going to think about it too much. You kind of don't want the enemies to stand in front of the train, but on the other hand, they're still wasting an attack, and you could just push them out of the way, so it's like, alright. This is... This is rough. Can I even do anything about this Hornet? If I shoot... The train is immune to fire, but if I shoot here, it bumps this Hornet up. It's a good thing this Hornet's shooting the building and not the train, because I can actually push the Hornet, right, like this. And it wastes its attack going up, which is good. It'd be nice if I could, like, get the sign onto a spawn, but I cannot. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I have to choose whether to light the sign on fire or light the Hornet on fire. I think lighting the sign on fire is better because I really want that Scion to die, since it's important for this Hornet dying. If the Scion catches fire and then dies, then this Hornet's also a dead Hornet walking. But if the Scion lives, then the Hornet lives another turn. So I think it's actually more important here to grab the Scion. Now we get 2 enemies spawning, which I'm a bit concerned about. Well, maybe they'll be lucky and I can teleport them into the water. That's a possibility. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's fine. It's a waste. Yep, teleport in the water is on. And then there's that. I don't know about this. I might not be able to do anything about that crab. Yeah. Oh, I can put... No, if I push it up, it's in the way of the train. If I push it down, it still hits a different building. So this thing's actually dead, even though it doesn't look very dead, because the Scion's going to die, so it loses a health, and it takes damage to fire. But while it's here, it is a problem, because it prevents me from going 1, 2, 3, which would have let me push the crab this way. I can't... there is a move. It's a weird move. I was saying I can't push this Firefly into the water because if I target the square with the artillery, that pushes the sign into the train. But I can actually push the Firefly into the water like this. Now, I want to do what? I need to get rid of this crab. I mean, there is a way with my teleporter. I guess we just do that. And then I want this Hornet to die, because the Hornets are dangerous. They're the ones that can fly around. They can target the train from anywhere. So yeah, this one's dead. This one is actually also a dead Hornet walking, because right now it's going to drop to 2 health. No, to 1 health from the fire, and then... Or to 2 health from the fire, to 1 health from the Scion dying, and then it's on fire and is going to die. So I really only have this crab and 1 more enemy to deal with. Hope it's a land enemy so I can push it into the water. So this Hornet's dead. This crab is... easy to block, and this crab is wasting its attack. Okay, great. So at this point, we're just XP farming. Is there a way to kill both of these crabs? Seems a little bit unlikely with this squad, but we'll try it. If I do this and this... the problem is this crab isn't on fire, and I can't get up here to teleport with it. Okay, so this actually caused me to lose the mission. I wasn't gonna do that if I hadn't had my reset. It was the having of the reset that made me willing to do such shenanigans. Okay, so maybe we just shoot this square, and then you can push crab into the water. Your attack is wasted. I can catch this thing on fire, but it won't die, and then it'll hit a building. So I'm not going to do that because I'm not an idiot. Oh, who are we kidding? I'm an idiot. I just pretend I'm not sometimes. If I had a +1 range on my teleporter, I could have teleported the crab into the water. I think it's probably a really important one to get, the +1 range on teleporter. And also the +1 range on this. Those are, I don't know which one's more important. They're both pretty useful. Okay, so that's all the 2 stars we're going to get. Looking at the 1 stars, we got grid damage and emergency battery, so basically a freebie. Knocking off the mites a bit harder, and destroying the X-Ax a bit harder. So it comes down to the map. This map is okay. This map is, it's got these buildings that explode, which is kind of nice, and it's got some water. I feel like the water and the exploding buildings make it a little bit of an easier mission. I'm going to go for it. Want to goad the Hornet to flying right here, so I can blow it up with the fancy build, with the decoy building, and then everything else I'm not sure if it matters too much. Okay, this thing's next to water, but I can't actually position the artillery. It's unfortunate. If I had put my artillery here, I could have walked 1, 2, 3 and pushed the crab in. My fly mech is one thing away. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, well, I guess what I'm going to do is this to just block a spawn. This to kill the crab eventually, I hope. And with the spawn blocked, I will do my trick from before. I will set the Scion on fire because I want this crab to be dead. Question is, do I move out of the way or do I take a damage? If I take a damage, then I knock the might off. But I'm going to gamble that I can do the might at some point anyways and protect the health for now because it might be useful later to like block a spawn, for example. I can also get my might off and not have to just take a damage for absolutely no reason. Okay, got an Alpha Hornet, which is a little bit scary. Not a fan of seeing that. This crab is dead, so I don't need to worry about it. The Hornet is not dead because it's not on fire, but it wasted its attack, and the Alpha wasted its attack as well. Crab is not wasting its attack. Okay, so these decoy buildings are doing nothing. Okay, so I could... Yeah, I'm going to do this. We'll push the crab there. So the crab hits this Hornet, and the Hornet's actually dead now because it's going to lose a health from the Scion dying, and then the crab kills it off. This crab is going to die from fire and the Scion. So we're just totally free to do whatever we want at this point about this Hornet. So I guess what I'm going to do is... I can either push it or teleport it. Either one is kind of the same. I could do both, but if I take care of it with one, I can knock the might off with the other. Okay. We'll do this. It doesn't matter that it's attacking the Scion because the Scion is dead anyways, and I will just take off the might. It's a little bit of a conservative play because obviously I could have lit this thing on fire and started getting some damage on it. But I am just being a little bit cautious. I'm okay to take a grid damage versus failing the mission because making the missions is so important. So now it's just the one mech here that needs to find some time to either block a spawn in this round because there's only one more round of spawns, or take damage. Alright, well, we'll keep this pretty simple. We can push the Hornet next to the decoy building, get a kill, go here, knock off the might. This crab is dead, and you can repair yourself. It is worth noting that there's some strategic things you can do. You can like set fire next to buildings to stop enemies from walking next to the buildings. You can also catch the spawn points on fire so that the Vec are on fire when they spawn. Wow, this mech cannot target anything useful. It can't even like shoot here to push the Firefly in the way of this attack, so I have to be a little bit careful how I deal with this. I guess we'll just do this. So that's happening, and then this. So plus the fire damage, and this, yeah, with the fire damage and that, we're gonna give one experience to all three characters, which is fine. Everyone's getting, you know, pretty close to level up. I'm actually kind of happy with how much experience people have gotten, considering the squad is not the greatest at killing stuff. And then, okay, plus to move and not at full health. It's okay. A lot of times, you're just not going to have this being triggered. I guess, oh yeah, this is the mech. I would want to put it on the melee mech. You're not leveled up and you're not leveled up. Okay, so we have another mission to do, not this one. So we'll just go for the generic one. I don't think that the other map is like easier enough than this map, if it's easier at all, to justify having a complex mission with those egg sacs. This is just a completely generic one. Just, you know, play the game normally and you get your mission stars. So we got our time pod here, which hopefully is not in an awkward spot. It's hard to tell if it is or not yet. Oh god, it's the one where the things fly up? I did not know that. So this is worse than spawns, usually because you can't block them. And, you can, like, deal with them right away, but the opportunity to block them is generally, you know, better. Toughest one is definitely this. I can either push it aside or teleport with it. It's sort of, kind of all the same. Is it? Oh, I can teleport this one. And then, alright, so if we teleport this, and then we push this, get some damage on the Scion, and then I'll do this. Here, having, like, the +1 range would have been nice if I could get the damage on that Hornet. So that Hornet is actually not dead, because the Scion has 1 hit point. I would have to do something to the Scion for this Hornet to actually die. Okay, you're just determined. Oh, you're wasting your attack this time. Nice. Okay, and you're... okay, doing that. Oh, God, these Hornets flying up. I don't know. Is there some way to realize that that's what's happening in the level? I did not know that that was going to happen at all. I mean, I've seen this mission before, obviously, but it's a little strange. Oh, this Hornet is dead. Oh, because it did a push and fire. Okay, so the Hornet is dead. We've got these Hornets here. Dang, it'd be nice if this Hornet was actually shooting down at the buildings, then I could push it away and it would kill the Scion. As it is, I can push it away, but that doesn't really accomplish anything other than saving the grid. You're wasting your attack, but it's hard to really do anything with you. Crud. Okay. Well, I guess what I'm going to do then is get to work on these Hornets. Do the same thing to this one I did to this one. Grab the time pod just in case, and push the Hornet away. I'll Sunrise you, and that's not damage, because that Hornet's going to die. God, with these Hornets flying up from the hole in the ground, I gotta check the descriptions more carefully to see if there's some kind of indicator, or you can leave me a comment if you know if there's some kind of indicator beforehand that the mission's going to be one of those missions that has the enemies flying up from the ground. Okay, so the attack's being wasted, this attack's wasted, this attack's wasted. Everyone's wasting their attacks except for this Firefly, which is just determined to sit here the entire time and try to get this building. Okay, so we could just push this Hornet against the mountain. Keep doing what we've been doing. I could teleport here with this Hornet to have this Hornet die, I guess. I mean, seems as good as anything else. Sure. So there's that, and that. So now this thing is gonna die. This thing... this is a safe spot. Just trying to be as centralized as possible with my teleporting flyer. It's actually wasted because this thing was going to die anyways. But 1 damage on this Alpha Hornet probably wasn't going to matter anyways. Okay, so at the end of the day, we just have this Firefly and this Hornet. Someone's going to have to babysit the Hornet. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get a kill on that thing. Huh, interesting. So, it's a bit of a puzzle. So how do you deal with this 4 health thing? I can't push it up. It still hits this building. Can't push it that way because this dead Hornet walking is still there. Can't target this square with my artillery because to do that I have to be on this spot. I could do some weird move like go here and then teleport with the artillery and then shoot here and then push the Hornet in there. Part of me, of course, wishes there was some way I could actually kill this thing. I mean, I could light it on fire and then I could punch it for 2. Okay, I've got my reset, so we'll see if this works. So if I light it on fire, then that clears the way. So now it deals 2 damage because this thing's on fire. Which means if I can kill the Scion, this thing dies, and I can. It was kind of a nothing burger, I think, because I could have just teleported this Firefly into the water and gotten experience that way. It would have been 4 experience. I still get the same amount of experience. I guess the extra 2 experience because the Scion died. I guess it was a little bit better. Okay. I stand by the play. It was fine. And we finally get a power core. Gotta remember to use this one. This is not one you want to forget about. 1 HP at the start of each turn. Okay, fine. So who needs it more? We need the movement. We need the 1 range, and we need the 1 range here as well. It's tough. We'll do it here, but I'm not sure what the right play is. Kind of have misgivings about all of them. All right, so we got the Scion. So this gives bonus HP, regeneration, and the exploding to the death of all the enemies. So you really want to pile on the damage on this quickly if you can. So I think it is kind of important that I try to bait the Firefly to waste its attack, because any wasted attack is super useful. I want every opportunity I can get to light this thing on fire so it takes fire damage, and then punch it with my Prime Mech to do damage. And this was incredibly lucky. This Hornet and Firefly had a lot of targets, but they both chose to waste their attacks. So we need to make the most of it here. We're going to light this thing on fire for sure, and then punch it. So it's going to go down to 3 health. Now, besides that, I don't have a lot going on here. I mean, I could... If I had thought about the positioning of this more carefully, I could have had the Firefly shoot the Hornet for a damage. But maybe what I'll just do is block a spawn and call it a day. Okay, so now we're going to have 3 enemies in the Scion. This Hornet's really in the thick of things, so it could get a little bit scary. I don't mind doing some babysitting if it means letting the Scion die. Because right now it's going to die in 2 turns. If I can kill it a turn early, that'd be nice. Wow, the Hornet flew out of its way to waste its attack. That's incredible. I am really happy about the fact that everybody's wasting their attacks. Holy moly. This thing, unfortunately, cannot reach the Scion, so that's sad. But we can do some good stuff. I think what I'm going to do is... Let's see, if I go here and step up here and here, we can do this. And then... Oh, I didn't take the... I did not take the range extension on my guy. Oh gosh, I think I might have messed this up. Yeah, so now these 2 enemies are both going to attack my guy, and neither one of them is going to die. So as cool as that felt, I don't think I want to kill a mech. Okay. Well, I still like the idea of shooting this spot. Maybe what I can do instead then is punch the Firefly. So it'll kill the boss a turn sooner. We're still blocking both spawns. This is wasted. Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So now the boss is dead. We turn the blast off of all these enemies. Tragically, they regenerate. So they're not dead, vac walking. So we have these 3 enemies. 1 more round of spawns. This thing is very much alive. This thing is wasting his attack. Well, I got very lucky with the attack wastes on this one. That is a fact. It'd be great if I could shoot this square, but I can't. Unless I stand here. Which I'm fine with. Okay, we'll do it. So I cash in some HP. This thing wastes its attack. This crab is now dead because of the bump. The Hornet, well, I can either kill it or I can block a spawn. I'm going to kill it because I think I'm actually more concerned about it than I am about the possible spawns, especially if it's like a land enemy, like another Firefly or a crab. There's not that much you can do, whereas the Hornet can fly up in here and just potentially create awkward situations. Oh yes, it was a free damage. I forgot because of Technician. Whoopity-doo. Okay, so this thing's not dead, but I can punch it into the mountain, and then it will be dead. All right, everyone's like, all right, man, we're losing this fight. We gotta turn on try-hard mode, but we're fine now. So I think we just do this. It's on fire. Takes the damage against the mountain, so that's taken care of. You can just punch it out of the way, and then you can just teleport it. I don't think I mentioned this, but one of these mechs has a thing that makes all the mechs immune to fire, so that's why I'm cavalier about wandering into fire. And, oh yeah, that's not for repair, it's just for movement, so we're done. Maybe could have snuck out some more experience there if I tried extra hard. But all in all, I'm happy with that. So no grid damage. Got every mission. And didn't get great pilot experience, but as far as like what I could do as a player, that was pretty good. This is sort of whatever. which is kind of annoying. It's actually annoying because I really need her special ability on the teleporter mech, but the teleporter doesn't often kill Vec. I think if you swap places with one, it counts as a kill. I'm not even sure if it does. This might be totally wasted. Okay, what do we got here? We got Henry, pretty good for my prime mech. Shield tank is a tank I'm not a huge fan of because it does not push enemies. And the shields, I'm just not sure that it's really worth the investment. So we'll grab Henry. The question is, who's getting the boot? Well, not her, because I really need her ability. So either Technician or Masochist. Either you heal your damage, or you get bonus movement when you are damaged. I prefer the healing of the damage, because that kind of means you never really need the plus health bonus. So you get the boot. Henry can step in. And this makes sense for him to be on the melee mech, of course. Now, that's great, because we can sell this pilot and buy 3 power cores, unless there's something good here. We don't have any brutes. We don't have any brutes. Okay, well, that makes this easy. You sell the pilot, get 3 power cores, and we can finally get some critical upgrades. We've got the +1 range that we really want. And I think, honestly, what I've been noticing the most is needing more movement with you and needing more movement with you. So now we can leave that island behind and take a look at the next island. So I think now... Oh, the mama spider. Never again. Okay, we're going to go here. Not a fan of the diggers, but I hate the blobbers and the mama spiders even more. So we're going to go here. And we're going to have to do this mission at some point. I'm really annoyed by the fact that this 2-star mission is hidden behind this, which I'm never going to do. But we have to do this. Destroying the boom bots. Very scary because they explode on death. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a great time. So, what does this boombot do? It's the projectile and your movement of 3. So if I stand here, I might be able to bait it to go here and waste its attack. Maybe. But I don't mind just standing here as well, as long as it doesn't stand in this exact spot, which it won't because it's going earlier than the digger. So yeah, it maybe can go up, and then I can kill it with fire outside the range of a building. So I'm actually fine with that. Artillery will just stand here. What do you do? You're also a projectile. So yeah, this is easy. I want to goad it into shooting a projectile. Oh, I messed up. My teleporter should have been here. It's a flyer. It should have been on this water space. That was actually a misplay, and I might get punished for it because I only have 4 movement. Eek. Okay, this is perfect. Just what I wanted. That is... Well, it's fine. It's something I can ignore. That is whatever, and that is whatever. So we got the Blast Scion. Right? So I gotta be careful with that. Just to look, what happens if I do this? It doesn't actually push this thing because... Okay, I have to really think. There's a lot of interesting options here. I could actually artillery... What? This square? Push this into the water, it dies, explodes this dies, explodes on this. This goes here, doesn't die, still pushes this thing out of the ice. Will it be on fire, or will the fire just cancel the ice? I don't know if it's going to be on fire coming out of the ice or not. Shoot. But the nice thing about that is it kills 2 boombots, clears the way for me to push this digger out of the way. Does this thing push? It does not. The problem is this boombot will be here, and when it gets punched, it's going to blow up and hurt the building. Okay, so that's not a good move. I get artillery here, push this into this. That may be the move. Okay, so I'm going to try this. Could be wrong. But if I do this... It allows me to do this. So this thing is now dead because it is going to take a fire damage and die. The problem is it's going to get next to a building, so it'll explode, potentially hurting the building. So the Scion is a big threat. And I have to use my teleporter to get this mosquito out of the way. Where do I want the mosquito to be? I guess I'll just keep it right there. And we'll step out of the way so we don't take damage. So there goes that boombot. I don't mind the idea of these 2 being frozen, because I can kind of then maybe deal with them on my own terms. Oh my gosh, it's going there? Okay, well I'm fine with that, because then this dies, it explodes, it breaks the boombots out of the ice, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. And the mosquito is wasting his attack. Okay, great. So, do I have an opportunity to get the Scion? Ugh. I can step in here and shoot it, but then I destroy the time pod. That's awesome. I can, like, teleport with it and then shoot it with fire. Gotta be careful, though, because when this boombot dies, I take a damage, and I take another damage blocking the spawn, and you are no ability. Well, I still have my artillery here. So I could artillery this spot. It does push the sign into the time pot, so I have to use my teleporter to fix that. But other than that, if I artillery this spot, this pushes against a mountain. Wait, the digger's dead, right? The digger's dead. It explodes. So these two are basically not in the ice. So if I push it against the mountain, it's out. The digger dies, explodes, it dies. This thing gets pushed here. It's on fire. Fire breaks the ice. Oh, and then it dies next to a building. Okay, so we don't want that. I could artillery this spot. This thing goes here. This boombot's out of the ice, but it doesn't die if I do that. Because this attack's not happening. They're only out of the ice because it's blowing up. Oh, wait, so it blows up and hurts it. So if I push this thing here, this thing dies of fire, blows up the ice. But this boombot doesn't actually die. It just gets knocked out of the ice. So it actually would be good to get them out of the ice. Okay, this might be just a dumb move, but I think what I'm going to do is do this. Whoa, hang on. Let's get that first. I can actually push damage the Scion into my person, but I don't see the point of doing that because I don't think it really accomplishes anything. So we'll save the damage, shoot here, and now this thing's gonna die. Oh, my person's gonna get damaged anyways. I've missed that. Okay, I don't think it's worth a reset. This thing, however, needs to get pushed, but the way that I can do it is to use my damage to push it out there. Yeah, like this. Okay, so what do we got? We've got a mosquito, Scion, full health, and two enemies coming. This one is on fire. This could get very hairy very fast. You're going to stay here and try to take out my mech. Okay. Alright, honestly, it's not too bad. Because, oh, my smoke's blocking my attack. Okay, it is kind of bad. Alright. Well, I can hit this with artillery. Push the spider out of the way. Push the mosquito out of the way. I could also artillery here. Have the spider kill the Scion. Okay, I think we'll do that. So now I'm no longer webbed. I can get out of here. Scion's dead, which is nice. And I think you can just go here and... It has to be the... Oh, the Scion will die before this thing dies of fire. So I'm going to do this to not push it, so the enemy that comes out of here will be on fire. You can just go here and repair to block a spawn. Oh, I forgot the fire damage happens before the attack. Oh, that was silly. Should have pushed it. Should have pushed it. I just lost a grid damage for absolutely no reason, and I almost lost a mech. I mean, if this had been at 1 health, it would have just been dead, and I could do nothing about it. Yikos. Okay, luckily it didn't web my artillery. That actually would have been awkward if it had, potentially. So, oh no, it's fine. So we use our extra range in the teleport to put that in the water. You can just babysit the mosquito. And you can do that to actually kill the alpha mosquito, which is nice. If that is the only grid damage I take in this run, I'm gonna be really depressed because I was, close. I was close to making it. So I'm weirdly hoping I take some grid damage somewhere else, even though that just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we get 2 time pods or 2 power cores, no bonuses. What do we need now? So at this point, it's either the bonus range, bonus move, or starting to save up for this. I think 3 power cores for +1 range is not really worth it. Okay, well, is it worth it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna take that move off temporarily, get that damage on right now. Okay, so we have 2 1-star, 1 power core. This is not entirely generic. Sometimes you do want to take mech damage. And then mites. So I think the mites are usually easier than not taking damage. Let's take a look at the map. Great map. Buildings far away. There's some water blocking access. I'm happy with this. So you are actually 100% guaranteed to go up here. So I know what it's going to be, and I can actually teleport it into the water. You... Oh, no, you go first. Oh, okay, so this thing is cut off by the water. It's actually going to go here and attack the power plant. This thing is going to... Oh, I missed these buildings. I just didn't notice them at all. This thing is going to go here. Crap, it's actually annoying. So I can teleport this one into the water, but this one's going to be very irritating to deal with, unfortunately. Okay. Well, I have a feeling I'm going to need to use my teleporter to take care of this. Because I do have a 2-square teleport. And I can artillery push. Oh, the Scion went there? Seriously? Oh, that changes everything. So the Scion blocked the Beetle from going here. So the Beetle went here and blocked the Digger from going there. Oh, man. Oh, if only I had 5 movement, I could go here and teleport to kill this Digger. Yikes. Alright. Well, I can still tag team and have 2 of my people do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think that's worth it. Although I have to be very careful. I have to shoot this first, then teleport kill. Gotta be careful here. It's gonna blow up when it falls in the water, but okay, I'm okay with that. And it does get a bonus for adrenaline. Sadly, I cannot block a spawn with my movement, but that's fine. So now we can do this. This is actually really nice. This thing hits a mountain, takes the fire damage, comes here, blocks a spawn, and you, I guess, are fine where you're at. Maybe standing here would have been better. It would have blocked land-based enemies from getting up to the power plant. Okay, so this thing's dead. I have to be careful because it's going to be near a building probably, and it'll blow it up. Oh, nope, wasting its attack near one of my people, so as long as I walk away, I'm fine. Okay. Oh, if only I had +2 range in the teleporter, I could have teleported there. Okay, so you're dead. I guess we'll just block a spawn here. This will kill the Scion. And then we'll tag team the Mosquito like so, just to have it block a spawn, and we'll stand there. Okay, so now we just have the Alpha Mosquito, 1 new enemy. There is going to be 1 more round of spawns, and I still have to find some time to repair this mech, or walk into fire, apparently, because that seems to work. Okay, so that is great, just lots of wasted stuff. Okay. Well, we'll stand in fire, which knocks off the mech, or the mite, even though I'm immune to fire. The Mosquito goes before the Beetle, so it'll kill the Beetle. You can go here, block a spawn. You can repair, block a spawn. Okay, so this is great. So the Mosquito's actually dead now, because it's going to block a spawn, and then at 1 HP, it's going to die to fire. Another Alpha Mosquito. Okay, well, we got our bonus damage, so let's do that, and just kill it, and then you're gonna die, No fire immunity Scion, which of course is the one that you dread seeing with this particular squad. Okay, conservative. Oh, that's a nice one. Although, a lot of the times, this mech doesn't want a conservative or a limited use weapon, but still, it's nice to have, and I would move him somewhere else just for the conservative, even if it means losing the maneuverability on this mech. I really hope this is a good mission. Breaking buildings out of the ice and killing enemies. It's tough. It's a greed bag move to get this mission, but you know what? I have to do it anyway. I'm not doing this mission, so I have to do this and this, because there's 2 missions left still. Shoot. Okay, well, might as well just do it then and see what happens, because... Hey. Alright, so this thing jumps. I don't want to get webbed. I think we'll just kind of base things around that. And I'm not going to think about it too much. Let's just see where everybody goes. I think the strategy is going to be to try to aggressively let the enemies break buildings out of the ice. But I also have to kill enemies pretty aggressively. Man, I don't even know. I don't know how you do this. Okay, so we can what? Just kill? I need to kill this stuff, right? We just gotta kill this thing. This thing is a big old pain, and I can teleport, kill the spider. I don't want to be getting webbed. Okay, so you should get some buildings out of the ice. I'm gonna go get these 2 buildings out of the ice because they're the ones that are far away. They're least likely to get attacked. And I guess maybe my strategy should be to try to not block spawns so that I can have as many chances as possible to kill enemies. Of course, the mosquito goes after the building I broke out of the ice, so that's great. This thing's wasting its attack. Okay. Well, what do we have here? I could just push fire this thing. That's, you know, that's fine. And what else is there? I could, like, teleport with the Scion. Yeah, let's do this. We'll teleport with the Scion and block a spawn. Wait, do I want to block a spawn? Hold on. I gotta think about that. I mean, blocking some spawns is good, but we're at, what, 7 enemies that I need to get? I've killed 2. Okay, this one's gonna die, so that's 3, so I need 4 more enemies. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There is gonna be a spawn next time. Okay. I'm gonna do this. So that means this thing is dead, because it's gonna take a fire, then take a fire again. So I'm at 7. Or I need 7. I'm gonna be at 4 out of 7. Okay, I'm gonna block a spawn. It could be a terrible mistake, but the thing is, I need to get these buildings out of the ice. And if I can have a free turn with my punch mech, my flame mech, I can get 2 out in 1 turn, because all the buildings are paired up. So I'm gonna count on that to make it a little bit easier for me to get buildings out of the ice. Okay, we'll let that one happen. This one is dead, so that's actually not doing anything, and that's a wasted attack. Okay. Alright, I think this is what I wanted. So this thing, I'm gonna let it go. You can just one-shot kill the mosquito. Thank you for the extra damage. This thing's dead, so I'm at 5 killed. You can get any buildings out of the ice, so we're going to be good to go with the buildings. So I need to kill 1 more enemy. This thing's at 2 HP. Artillery can kill it. Yes, I feel comfortable blocking a spawn. We'll let the enemy spawn here because it'll be on fire when it comes out. That'll be useful if it's like, say, a basic spider. Alright, I'm good. I like this. We got the buildings out. Ah, the spider came out of the wrong one. That's a shame. This thing is wasting its attack because it's the last round, so I don't care about that. Spider is annoying. Okay. So, what are we doing here? I mean, I could push kill this mosquito to save my teleporter. I don't know. There's like a million and one ways I could do this. So we'll just do this. And you can do this. So this thing's going to die of fire. And then you can teleport with the spider to have it die of fire. So this thing dies. This thing dies. This thing dies. We got 1 extra building out of the ice and 1 extra enemy killed. And notice it was very helpful to have this thing with the +2 damage. So I think trading out the move for the damage was very useful on that one. Okay, and now we got 1 more mission. Block the spawning. That can be a tricky one. I think the mech damage is easier than the spawning blocking, and the fact that there's these ice mines makes it a much easier question. So you can go here to try to goad the spider to jump there, but the spider can also just jump here. So I'm not super thrilled about trying to be cute about the spider. Oh, I got this spider too. Okay, so I'm putting everyone really out of position, but I'm trusting to the fact that the teleporter, the artillery, and even to lesser extent even my flame mech have decent range, so I can hopefully deal with situations. Oh my god, this is bad. This is very, very bad. I don't know if I can deal with this. Okay, so I do have the thing on my teleporter, so I can teleport the digger out of here, but how do I deal with this? Oh, I can shoot it with my artillery. That actually kills it. Okay, it's actually really significant that my mech can go here by walking through enemies. Because if it went here, I wouldn't actually be able to get this digger out. But because it can go here, I can... Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, the mosquito is wasting its attack, so it doesn't matter. I could, of course, just put my thing here and then push kill the mosquito against it. Yeah, it was better to be here and push the mosquito into the spider, because then they both die, than to push the spider into the mosquito lives. So I kind of have to decide. Wait, what am I talking about? I don't have to decide anything. I can just switch places with the digger and then do this push kill. Right! Okay, so there's this, and then you have to stand right there and kill your spider friend, And it freezes another rock, which is maybe not the #1 thing I want to be freezing, but you know what? I'm just glad that I took no mech damage and no grid damage. Not thrilled about the fact the digger's still around, but the digger doesn't have that many places to go. It has to go here, actually. It's the only spot it can stand in. Wait, there? Oh, how did I miss this? Oh, jeez, I don't know how I missed that. The spot that was right next to it. Yeah, I didn't see it could stand there. Okay, so let's just do this. Oh no, I can't because it pushes a rock into a building. Ah, okay. What about this? Nope, survives with 1 hit point. Oh man, I could teleport it out into the fire, I guess. It feels like a waste. I could teleport the rock and then kill it. I mean, if I'm gonna use a teleporter, I might as well just do that. Okay. So we teleport. Oh no, then I push my mech into the building because it doesn't have anywhere to go, and I can't stand here to teleport the rock 2 squares. Oh, this is hilarious. What if I do... Oh, wait, hang on. What if I do this? No. No, okay, if I teleport this thing first from here... Oh, I can't get to a spot where I can shoot it because this would freeze me. Yeah, this is so weird that I cannot hit this thing. It's hilarious. There's no way that I can hit it. No permutation of teleportation because of this damn smoke allows me to make it happen. Oh my god. Okay. Luckily, this situation takes care of itself. So I can just focus all of my cognitive energies on figuring out what the heck to do about this digger. I could punch kill this rock and then shoot the... Okay, that's what it is. So we're going to punch kill the rock so that when I go here and I push a rock into myself, it doesn't hurt anything. The digger's going to die of fire. This will fall into the water and die. It frees the mosquito. I could teleport the mosquito out of the way so it doesn't unfreeze. Then I don't block a spawn. So do I want to block a spawn or do I want to stop a mosquito? I'm actually not afraid of the mosquito because I've got artillery that can kill it. So I'll let the mosquito get unbroken. We'll let the beetle die. These 2 spawns are really out of position. There's a good chance the enemies here won't be able to do anything. Well, I got a jumping spider and then a sign that makes things annoying. Okay, that's cool. Glad that happened. Real glad that happened. Okay, so I have to be careful about this. I can't just kill this spider. But I guess we'll just keep it simple. So we'll go here, probably. We'll go here, kill the scion. I'm not blocking any spawns, but... Well, I mean, I am blocking a spawn, right? But I'm not killing this mosquito. But I haven't taken any mech damage, so it's good. I got some flexibility in the final round. It's going to be the mosquito, 2 new enemies. Alpha beetle can go here, I guess. Mosquito took itself out. Nice. Nice. And nice. Alright, this is great. Maybe there's some slightly more optimal move, but that's an obvious one. This is an obvious one. And unfortunately, I don't think I killed a mosquito. Yeah, it's just out on fire, but alive. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe. I know that I've got the final boss to do, but I am out of time here in real life, so we'll have to do the final boss and probably one more island and the final mission in the second video. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.